Hello everyone, welcome to CANIPS training video series. In this video, I'm going to show you creating virtual machines using VMware Workstation and installing our first two Server 2008 R2. So we'll be going through starting VMware Workstation, creating a new virtual machine, which is machine number one, installing Server 2008 R2. Then we'll be creating second machine and installing Windows 2008 R2. And then we'll be naming them inside the VMware Workstation and inside the Server 2008 R2. Uh, will configure the IP addresses, and then we'll verify IP communication using ping command between the two servers. So let's start. So first of all, I need to go to VMware Workstation. So I'll be opening. You can find that once you install VMware Workstation, you can. If you do not have VMware Workstation, all you need to do is to Google download VMware Workstation, go to VMware website, install this product. Uh, Once it is installed, you can open VMware Workstation right from here, double click as the icon appears on your desktop. Once it starts, all you need to do is to create a new VM. So we'll create a new VM, go with typical settings here. Now here in this window, we'll be providing a Server 2008 R2 CD. So I'm going to browse, go to my ISO. So I have an ISO sitting here. This is Server 2008 R2. In real computers, we just have a CD and we insert it. In VMware, we use an ISO version of Server 2008 R2. So going next, here you can enter product key and your full name, password, uh, or you can leave them blank and do this later on. So for now, we're not going to add. This is important. So I'm going to name them properly. If you don't name it properly, then your servers will be like this. But in my case, I want to name them CANIPS DC01 because it's going to be a domain controller at the end. I'm going to name it CANIPS as my company domain name, DC as domain controller, and 01 because the second one will be 02. I'm going to save them in E drive, not in C drive. You can leave this path if you want to save it in C drive. But in my case, since I do not have space in C drive, I'm going to save them in E drive. You can leave in C drive, that will be fine as well. Now, here it is saying that another machine with the same name already exists. What I'm going to do is I'm going to name it DC1 and specify the location. We'll continue. You won't see that other message that just came. It is just that I have other VMs as well. So here I'm going to leave it 4 and I'm going to store it in single file. And next and finish. As soon as it is finished, it will automatically start Server 2008 installation. Now this installation is automatic. It will complete on its own. So we'll just leave it as is. It is starting. While this is being installed, we don't have to do anything. It will completely install, and it will also install VMware tools. So while this is being installed, I'm going to create the second VM. In order to this one, in order to create the second VM, so as you can see, this is installing Windows. It will copy the file, then expand Windows, then it will install features. So it will take some time. Not too long because I am running this in SSD and it will be very fast as compared to computers with non-SSD. So I'll leave this as is and I'm going to install the second machine. In order to install the second machine, you need to go back to home. You can go here as well, new virtual machine, or you can go here, create new virtual machine. This is version 11, workstation 11. If you're using 10, it will be something like this, but a different layout. So it doesn't matter. All you need to do is create a new virtual machine. Again, same procedure. We'll go with typical settings, and this time my ISO is already there. Make sure you have a Windows 2008 R2 ISO. Otherwise, you won't be able to install a virtual machine. Next, here we don't need to enter anything. Here I need to name it properly again. So this is CANIPS DC2, and I'm gonna change this location to C. Again, you don't have to change it if you have space in C drive. Next, I'll change it to store in single file. Finish. As soon as it is finished, it should start just like the second server. So this is my second server being installed. Let's look at our first server. Our first server is installing. Second server is in process as well. Now, since I do have resources in this machine in my laptop, so I'm gonna create a Windows 7 client as well. So in order to create a Windows 7 client, all I need to do while this is going on, so this is server 1, server 2, and then I can go on to home and create another virtual machine, and this time I need Windows 7 machine. So when you need Windows 7 machine, you need a different ISO, I mean different CD in physical server, but here I'm gonna browse, I'm gonna find my Windows 7. This is Windows 7 Ultimate, but I'm not gonna use this. Let me go into my other drive and find Windows 7. Yes, this one. I'm gonna install Windows 7 Professional, and it has automatically selected it's a Windows 7 Professional. Here I'm gonna name it properly, CANIPS CL1. So CANIPS as my domain name and CL as client, and this is one. Again, I'm gonna change it to drive and slash. Next, it is taking the space, storing it in simple file, and it is creating the disk. It is create. Sometimes it creates a disk, sometimes it doesn't. So it's fine if it is creating it. So, once it is created, once the disk is created, it will start the same Windows installation process. So till that time, I'm gonna pause until these all three are automatically installed and finish. Once I start configuring, I'll start the recording again. So the disk creation process just finished. It took about 5-6 minutes to complete. Right after that, it automatically starts Windows 7 installation. Let's see what's happening on server 2008 R2. Our first server, it is just restarting. Second server is expanding Windows file, and third server is also installing Windows 7. I'm gonna pause this video once these all three installations are finished, or if they ask me for anything to input, I'm gonna start recording. So the installation is still going on. Here on server 1 is completing the installation, server 2 is expanding, server 3 is installing Windows 7. Here one thing that I do want to mention, I'm running three different machines on this in VMware Workstation. Now not all laptops can bear the load of these machines, as these all three machines are using the physical resources of laptops. So keep an eye on your laptop resources as well while these machines are being installed, because it will be a very slow process if you do not have enough resources like enough CPU, enough RAM, or enough disk. So this is my server 1, server 2, and client. If you feel like that if this installation is very slow, then what you can do all of these machines one by one. So first do this. Once this is complete, then you can do this installation, then let it complete, then do this installation. In order to see how much resources these VMs are using in your laptop or in your desktop or wherever you install the VMware workstation, you can right click on the taskbar here and go to Start Taskbar. Now within taskbar, here is the performance window. So CPU overall is used 20%, whereas total RAM is used 11.7%. So I still have a lot of RAM and a lot of CPU. So in my case, I'm on safe side. But if your memory usage reaches here, or your CPU is going here, going down, but in average it stays here, it means that you need more resources. It would complete all of the three installations, but it will be a slow process. So I would say um, you can calculate your resources for yourself. If it takes so much time, at the end, even on a slow computer, it would be installed, but it might take more time installing it. For now, server 2008, server number one is about be installed. Server 2 is rebooting. I think it's doing the final, it is doing the second stage, whereas this is client 1 is going on. Once this server 1 comes back, then we can log into the server, set up IP addresses and naming. I'll pause the video for now. Once all three are ready to be configured, I'll start the video one more time. Okay, so our two servers are installed. So DC1 is installed and it ends up coming to the screen initial configuration task. Our DC2 is also installed and the client is being restarted. So while the client starts, it is almost installed. I'll first will configure DC1. Now, within DC1, have a look at this. Networking, it has networking, IPv4 address. IPv4 is enabled but no IP address. In computer name, it gives us this random name and it is a workgroup. There is no active directory, it is just a random name. Same thing goes here, and Windows 7 is also installed. So here it is asking for the network, but we'll come back to this a little later. First, let's configure DC1. Now, within DC1, the very first thing that we need to do based on our task, let's look at this task. So we started VMware, this is done. Created VM, this is done. Installing 2008, this is done. Second machine, and installing 2008 R2 is done. And also we installed Windows 7. Now we need to name them properly. We need to configure IP address, verify IP communication. So first of all, rename them properly, very first thing. So click here, provide computer name, and here, first of all, make sure you have exactly this name, which is CANIPS PC1, which we name it in this computer name. So change, and here I will name it CANIPS PC1, leave this as is, and that's it. Click OK. After a few seconds, it will change the name and it needs to restart. When you change the name, it will restart. So okay, restart now. Let's do the same thing on the second one and go here, change, change the name, and the name is NFBC2. Should we name it 01 or should be 1? So I'm gonna name it 2 because I need it to be exactly at this name so that we do understand that it's the two same machines. It will restart, change the name, restart. Now, why I need it to be these names properly? So this name is changed. Okay, so name is changed DC1. Because when you look at this here, I have all my VMs and I've created these three VMs, DC1. So if I look at this, I should, because this screen will not be here all the time. If this is here, then I don't see the name. So at least with this, I know that this machine is inside, the inside computer name is the same as what is on the VM. Now this is done. The second thing we need to do is set up IP address on this. So I'll click on networking, go here, go properties, and I would disable IPv6 since we are not using it, and within select this, go to properties and select IP address. So we're going to select an IP address for 100.10. Subject mask is this. That is fine and it's okay. Done. In a little while, so it's now showing me this IP address, this name. Let's do the same thing here. I'll change it to an IP address. Properties. Disable IPv6. Select this. Properties. Provide an IP address. I'm going to name it 20. The other one is 10. This is 20. Now, one thing that is important in the second one, we need to also provide DNS password. Later on, we'll be joining it to Active Directory. So I'll just provide it from now. And the DNS will be 10. Here it is 10. And click OK. It's done. When you change the IP address, you don't need to restart the machine. Now let's see what's happening on the client. Client, need to rename it. How do you rename it? We need to go into Open Explorer and then right click on computer, go to properties, and here it's showing you again a random Windows name. I'll go to change settings and I need to name it according to this name here. So let's name it CANIPS L1 and click OK. Oh, it's just changed the description, not the name. Actually, the name is changed inside here. Whenever you change the name, the machine restarts. Once it is changed, it will restart as well. Now, it is saying to restart, close. I'm not restarting it, or let me restart it. Okay, so I'll restart this. Would take only a few more minutes. Here, I have the IP address, and here I also have the IP address. Now, the last task is to ping, verify the IP communication. Since it is restarting, I'll ping from here to here. How do I ping that? First of all, open the go to command prompt and here ping. First of all, I just need to verify my own, sometimes my own network card. So I would say ping 168.100.10. So which is my own IP address on this. I'm pinging itself. So if you get a reply, this type of message, it means that it's pinging. But let's say if you get a different, let me use a wrong IP address. So this IP address doesn't even exist. So this gives me destination host fail. Here it shows me how many bytes were sent. So this is wrong, this is right. Now I will ping this machine. How would I ping that? All I need to do is ping 168 under dot 1. Soon as you ping, it is pinging, so which means IP communication is excellent, working from this machine to this machine. Now I need to do the same thing from here to here. I'll go open command prompt. First of all, I would need to verify my own IP communication. Most of the time it is not necessary, but since you're starting new, I would say just do it once, ping yourself. Sometimes your own IP communication is not working. So now I will ping the first one. And so I'm pinging from 10 here to here. Now ping simply means that if this machine can talk to this machine, they can. Now I need to do the same thing on a client. On a client, now first of all verify if the name is changed. How do I verify? We can go here. Yes, the name is changed. This is one way of verifying. Second way of verifying is I can open command prompt. So you can open command prompt right from here, command prompt, or I can simply type CMD here. You can open command prompt as well. First of all, let's verify the machine name. So I can say host name and gives me this name. So this is again verification. Now set up IP address. You need to go here, right click here, go to network sharing, go to adapter settings, go to local area network, go to properties, disable IPv6, select IPv4 properties, and I'm gonna set up the IP address. So this time this is 30. So my first one is 10, 20, this is 30. And subnet mask, what is my DNS? It is 10. DNS will always be your first server where the Active Directory will be. So here, remember to put DNS as 10. And done, and done. Now since this is done, I need to just verify that if it can ping the other two. So and ping 192.168.100.10. So I'm pinging from this machine to PC1. It is pinging, very good. Secondly, I can ping the second machine. And this one is pinging. So this completes our task for this video. We installed 3 machines, 2 servers, and 1 client. And we also configured, we renamed them properly, and we did ensure that they are all pinging. The last task here would be just to see that actually they're pinging, they are all on the same network. But I just want to show you how to verify if they are on the same network. So select this machine and just drag your mouse, bring your mouse here, it is match network. Then go to the second machine, go to the network card, match network. They're all on the same network. If one of them is not on the same network, then it won't be able to ping the other machine. So in this video, we created 3 machines, named them properly, set up IP addressing, ping them, verified that they are communicating properly. In the next video, we'll install Active Directory on DC1 and then we'll join the both two other machines. Thank you for watching this video and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.